Alright, first off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Makakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways, pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom. This is the brother Arawam from the James Jamaica camp, coming to another quick lesson. And this lesson is gonna be an exhortation and pretty much an admonition to the the body of the hopeful elect. Within the camp there are times when we're men. We don't always see eye to eye, so to speak. We may not always have the same opinion on things, and then there are times when we do get in disagreements. But despite getting in disagreements, despite being offended by a brother, when a brother trespasses against us, there's a way in which we should actually go about it, and there's a certain mindset that we should have. And it's found here within Colossians chapter 3, and just a very quick one, and hopefully this is edifying. Alright, so Colossians chapter 3 verse 12, it says, "Put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering." And those are a lot of words, right? So definitely should have bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, and long suffering. And let's just check on a few of those words. All right, let's check on humbleness of mind. Well, let's look on bowels of mercy, right? Compassion, pity, mercy. Bowels in which compassion resides, a heart of compassion, emotions, longings, manifestations of pity. So definitely you should have a pitiful eye towards each other. Pretty much be merciful, right? So that's mercy. Let's get humbleness of mind, right? It says the having a humble opinion of oneself, the deep sense of one moral littleness, modesty, humility, lowliness of mind, right? So pretty much to see yourself, see ourselves as lowly, pretty much, right? And long suffering. Let's look on the word long suffering. Patience, endurance, constancy, right? Patience, forbearance, long suffering, slowness in avenging wrongs. So when it comes on to Jake on a whole, even among the unbelievers, but definitely it still applies, but so much more even as it pertains to even those that are of the household of faith, those who are a part of the body. So those are some of the things that we should put on, right? It says what? Put on therefore as the elect of God. So the elect will have a particular mindset, right? Now it says forbearing one another and forgiving one another. Let's look on those two words. Even the elder Yashawamba, he did a lesson a few months back, showing that the Lord gave some of us a high tolerance or a particular spirit to endure and help brothers that may keep on messing up on the same thing, or that's pretty much whatever struggle they're having, or whatever infirmities that they bear within the spirit. We may other brothers may be strong in regards to that infirmity, and it's there to actually walk and help us through. But it comes with a lot of patience, and it comes with a lot of forbearing, right? So let's look on the word forbearing. right? To hold up, to hold oneself erect and firm, to sustain, to bear, to endure. So we should definitely be sustaining each other, right? Holding up each other, and at times, yes, it can be a thing where you may say, this again, or you know I can't believe this is happening. We already talked about this. Why do I have to talk about this again? Why does so and so keep doing this? Why does so and so keep on doing that? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. But that's not the mindset to have. Eventually, if unless a brother is being like a complete demon, like way left, then pretty much we should endure. And if it's a case where that person is going to be removed from the camp, or should be removed from the camp, the Lord will pretty much work it out. But it shouldn't be a thing where tit for tat, and vengeance, thinking about vengeance, and avenging yourself on a brother. It should be more resolution oriented, trying to help a brother through the hurdle, and also listening to each other, and pretty much having that lowliness of mind where both parties settle. In Proverbs it says, where there's pride, there's contention. So most of the time when there's a big contention, is because either one or both parties don't want to take the low. Then again, it's when both parties don't want to take the low, because guess what, if it's a case that one person says, all right, you know what, Slovakia, and leave it there, then it's done. But if both parties are pretty much feeling themselves to be right, or pretty much being proud, then there's going to be a contention, because nobody wants to back down. Nobody wants to bear the infirmities, or no one wants to find another way around the situation. It's about, I am right, you're wrong, right? And in most cases, both parties had a hand in whatever the issue was, and both parties could have done something better to avoid the whole issue to begin with, quarrel or not. But, in most cases, not all, but in most. All right. So that's the word forbearing, and then and forgiving. Let's look on the word forgiving, right? To do something pleasant or agreeable, to do a favor, to gratify, to show oneself gracious, kind, benevolent, to grant forgiveness, to pardon, right? C says to give graciously, give freely, bestow. C2 says graciously, to restore one to another, right? To preserve for one a person, to preserve for one a person in peril. I'm going to more lean to C2, which is what, graciously restore one to another. Yeah, pretty much reconcile. So we should definitely be forgiving one towards another. All right. Right. Verse 13 says, forbearing one another and forgiving one another, if any man have a quarrel against another. Right. Should have checked on that term, quarrel, as well. Slovakia. Right. To have a complaint against any. Right. So pretty much blame, a fault. Pretty much when there's a trespass, once again another, one against another, right? So if any man have a quarrel against any, even as the Messiah forgave you, so also do ye. Yeah. So a major part of this truth is also forgiving. Letting things go. A lot. Hey, what I've come to realize, of late, or looking at a few things, is, you'll be heated about a particular situation with someone, and then you hear that, something major or drastic just happened, and before you get the full details, you start to worry and wonder if they're okay, or this or that, because and that's when you realize that it wasn't that serious, or it's something that could have been forgiven. It's something that could have been squashed and being restored. All right. So definitely, when I look at it that way, you can see that most things can be forgiven. And guess what? At the end of the day, the Lord will avenge you if it's a case that you're being wrong. Nothing is wrong to suffer wrongfully the right way. We're not saying that you don't say anything and you pretty much hold it within and let it fester. But sincerely, we should learn to forgive each other and to be restored one unto another and forgive, just as though we like forgiveness from the Messiah, as it says right here in Colossians 3. Right? It says, forbearing one another and forgiving one another, if any man have a quarrel against any, even as the Messiah forgave you, so also do ye. And once again, this also applies unto the unbelievers. Right? And above all these things, put on charity, which we know that goes back to what? Agape, which is what? Affection and pretty much brotherly love, which is the bond of perfectness. And let the peace of the Most High rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. Exactly. So we should definitely have the peace of the Most High, right? And also, because we're one body, yeah, we're a team, we're the household of faith. We're all we got. With all hell breaking, all this hell in this world, all the things that are getting ready to to happen on the face of the earth, who do we truly have? The brothers and sisters in arms. Those who are of the household of faith. Those who do the will of the Heavenly Father, as Yahweh said, what? Who is my mother? Who is my brother? Who is my sister? Them that do the will of my Father which is in heaven. And so at the end of the day, those, especially those within the ministry, is all we got. So we definitely want to bear that in mind. As it says, let the peace of God rule in your hearts. Let's see if what the definition of the peace of God is. This is the word peace, a state of national tranquility, exemption from the rage and havoc of war, peace between individuals, i.e., harmony, concord. So that's what we want. We want harmony between each other, right? That's pretty much what we want. That to be peace with one another and to be in harmony. In Psalm it says, what a beautiful thing when brothers dwell in harmony. Roughly paraphrasing. That's what we should have, and that comes with what? Forgiving. It comes with having mercy. Comes with forbearing. Sustaining and holding up each other. Whenever there's a quarrel or when there's an incident, this is the mindset that we should have. Being restored one unto another, to being in harmony, and pretty much hashing things out and coming to that resolution, and therefore reconciling. That's the spirit that we need to have, which is what the spirit is pretty much coming from the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. That's how we should be, putting on as the elect. Us being the hopeful elect. That's how we put on as the elect. All right, as it pertains to the brotherhood. So with that, hope this was edifying. Once more, and give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Shai, Bashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers and highways and byways pushing his word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom.